hey.
What's going on? I'm just waiting for music. I thought you were getting music. Oh, I thought you were just getting music.
How my penis gets born.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the show. Here's a shed.
The ice cream cones came with a little metal packet that is just full of sugar. It's just full of sugar to be poured into the cones.
I got what has the Japanese not gotten a hold of, perfected, and then when everyone was like, "You did it," they went, "And now we'll begin." And you're like, "No, you fixed it. It was fixed. Do not break it." Like, no, we got to break this.
I still have some more questions.
Go ahead.
John Hastings is on America's Got Talent for 5 minutes, and now he's got houses in LA and London.
That's right.
Yeah.
You kept a house in London?
Yeah, I've kept a house in London.
Update, not sugar.
There's no fluid tasting enough to warrant sucking it out of him. Yeah. No, but it was did he do it when he was then in the band when they were the 4 Bee Gees that brief time before then his heart exploded?
Wow.
I'm not saying anything that didn't happen. That is what happened to him.
I'm a predator.
And it was going awesome. And we even started having drinks at a bar, and we each had girlfriends with us, whatever. We're having a great time until I got comfortable enough to go, hey, we share a birthday,
As someone who's been eternally single.
Go ahead. Is it your fault? Yes. No. Sorry.
Stop tweeting after your dates, Ashley. Stop tweeting after your dates.
Oh, bad news, Paul. You're getting a Batman bait.
This is not bad news. I am so pleased.
Support them.
But you know what's more important than helping people's mental health?
Fuck you, John.
I'm just saying. Tom, you're a comedy fan.
Here's what happened. So I came up after she finished a couple times.
How did you
I'm not one's not enough.
What a
you go for 2. That's how you start it out.
Smooth or crunchy.
And then oh Jesus, boom. And so so when I emerged, I went to kiss her and she just grabbed my face and she sucked it all out of my beard.
So hurtful.
That's a literary reference. Oh no, I gotta.
Hey, he can't tie me out now. I'm the only one here. Books, pages. Right. Verb, noun, adjective. Nice. Someone get me that.
I'm very prone to bullying.
No, you're talking about Andy Gibb.
I am talking about Andy Gibb. Pardon me.
Get your Gibbs straight if you want to come at me, bro.
Sorry.
Those nice bearded men and their Aryan friends seem like they're doing very different shows.
Maryland's got pink eye. She touched her nose.
I tried to. It crawled away too quickly.
It's difficult with tea. Sometimes you try and tune it and you get Assam.
I'm officially declaring it. Jordan is the governor general of this stream.
God damn it, guys. I took Ritalin today. I can only focus on one thing at a time.
What is happening right now? 2 screens. I want to have 2 screens.
Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Paul and I were walking through the park, and we walked past the tennis courts. A ball had gone over the fence. Paul went down, grabbed it, threw it over, and the young woman who was playing said, "Thank you, sir." Oh, ouch.
Right, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to fucking take over this fucking festival, and you're not going to fucking stop me. Why? All these fucking robots all around the fucking city, right?
Yeah, don't knock a spit roast till you try it.
Just hang on. Can you just keep going? Make an appeal right now for us to stop this whole thing. Go ahead, Tom.
I think we should see Paul's face for this. There's going to be tears.
No, your junk in the trunk is not as prominent. Make the camera go lower now. Jesus. Now bounce your bottom, sir.
What are we doing?
having a nice time. So let's watch
That's
it one
a
more
Batty
time.
Creases Jamaican for poop shoot.
So I'm on the toilet. The toilet paper's here. I grab some of the toilet paper. I stand up. I turn around.
Whoa!
Whoa!
No.
No. A whole lot of the world can get it right round itself if I have a bomb on bed.
There you go, buddy. There you go.
What was Tom talking
Whoa!
about?
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Go, man.
What happened?
Go, man.
The bed is what?
He did it.
Oh.
Richard Bald, we're over. I want people to be saying, Michael, is that a beard? And I can say, no, shit residue from the kink I enjoy participating in. I was moving into position right to blast away on her their chest, and I slipped on the sheets and accidentally punched her in the face.
Chris, John, and Irish Ashley combine to make the ultimate team, better than any wet dream. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream. John's the CEO and Boomer. Ashley's the real leader. Chris brings the vibes and juices as our enjoyment increases. Welcome to the Untitled Twitch stream.
Oh.
Halloween to everyone. David, are you there? David?
Hi. Can you hear me okay?
Certainly can. You're not muted. I am
Amazing.
currently not muted. Hello.
If I wear these, I can't see the screen because of whatever's in the lenses. It's awful.
This is what happened with the sunglasses is we had to kind of abandon it because it was either we're showing everyone what's on the screen or I just can't see the screen. So that's what happened there.
So much private chat has been revealed just because we were trying to look cool.
I mean, if you guys knew how to look, how do you feel? Finally replaced bets. Good choice coming in from Boom Stickery. Yeah, that's right. Chris and Ashley, ladies and gentlemen, are not in attendance. They asked me not to discuss it, but let's just put it this way. Let's just say one of them got so drunk that they thought they were Bram Stoker's Dracula. And the other one got so drunk they think that they're Tom Waits. Also,
my money's on Ashley being Tom Waits.
It's interesting. I actually was imagining Chris as Tom Waits because of all my friends, Chris is closest to Tom Waits. In that you would be plot twist. Chris Betts is wearing a David Hoare Halloween costume. In that Chris Betts and Tom Waits both share a quality, and that quality is. I didn't see that coming to be a thing that you just did. And it's like, yep, I am. I'm also a whittler. And you're like, yeah, all right.
You just suddenly see him in the back of movies by Terry Gilliam. And you're like, where's Chris Betts in the back of a Terry Gilliam movie?
Does Tom Waits appear in many Terry Gilliam movies?
He's in the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus. And can I just say...
You've seen the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus?
I saw it in the cinema.
What are you talking about? No one likes Terry. Were you so happy Heath Ledger was dead? You decided to see the Imaginarium of Dr. Parnassus? For those of you that don't know, that's the movie that Heath Ledger was filming or about to finish filming when he died.
Yeah.
And so they shoddily edited around him, and it was an absolute disaster. And by the way, just Chris and Ashley are both out today. Chris is currently stuck on a boat, and Ashley had better fucking things to do. Those were her exact words to me, and they were written in blood on the mirror of a stranger's house. No, Ashley has a real life and needed to take time to deal with that. And here's the weird thing that none of you are privy to is the amount of guilt we put ourselves through when we can't make a stream. Like there's so many apologies to the other hosts. I'm so sorry. And it's like, it's fine. Coming in from Ratfreck, stuck on a boat in a good way. David, what do you think a good way of being stuck on a boat is?
Like a lot of booze and partying, I guess. But you're like, oh no, we're waiting. I can see the boat on the horizon that's coming to bring us more engine fuel, but all we've got is all this booze to have in the meantime.
Basically, it's like how if I would have I enjoyed the shit out of lockdown 1 of COVID.
Yes,
but I would have enjoyed even more if I knew all of this was coming back. Do you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that one of the main things that's going to be forgotten about I think people have forgotten about is that it was always we were just receiving new information about how much longer it was going to go on and when it
Yeah.
was not going to come back. Like we didn't have masks in this country for 4 or 5 months, and people just forget that, and people forget that. Like people are like, what did I do for a year and a half? It's like you panicked because you thought you were going back to work next week for a year and a half.
Yeah,
weren't.
it was different in the States. It was a bit longer, and that if you remember, I'm reading a bunch of books on the Trump thing. Basically, what happened is
I didn't know you could read.
Barely. Books on tape. Where do you come down on the books on tape debate? If you
Audiobook, I am
I love
nearly
them.
exclusively audiobooks at the moment.
But
so.
do you say that counts as you read the book? And chat, please jump in. By the way,
Please.
book on tape, audiobooks, Baldy, please feel free to call me a boomer now. Welcome, chat, by the way. Happy Halloween to all the chat.
It's on Betamax.
Yeah, I listen to all my books on 8-track exclusively. Because I always have been a problem sleeper, and audiobooks / books on tape when I was a kid. I used to listen to the shit out of Louis L'Amour. And if you don't know Louis L'Amour,
I don't know what that is.
he is like such a atypical an atypical author of the 60s and 70s. Of just everything is just gruff men on the frontier. Chick Beaudry.
And you like a gruff man on the frontier.
Yeah, I love it. You know how I feel about gruff men on the frontier.
That's why you're friends with Chris Betts. Love it.
Of course. Yeah, but Chris is he's in the gruff man on the frontier. Chris is in the you find him near the Mercantile in town. You know what I'm saying?
Chris is the barman serving all the gruff men from the frontier, but he knows all of their stories because they'll come in, they'll be like, "Let me tell you about it over a couple of sips of whiskey."
I haven't
He's
seen
like,
the
"I think I'll
McAllister
join you
brothers
on this."
in quite some time.
Mercantile.
Oh my god, how creepy would that be? Did you get the new tiles in? They're Mercantiles. Both. I love reading, but I discovered at an early age that listening to a book on tape made it possible to take in a story and play with Lego bricks at the same time. My name is Ruin. Fucking gets it. This is the perk of fucking audiobooks right there. But that because people say if you've listened to an audiobook, it doesn't count as reading the book. I say you have the information, so fuck you. But
Exactly.
it depends on the type of thing. I don't read fiction whatsoever. Also, by the way, in typical UTS form, we're ignoring the fact it's Halloween when we usually talk about ghosts and shit, and we're talking about how we like to ingest our knowledge. Welcome to the Untitled Slipstream. In many ways, we're losers, but we seem like we're winning.
I've known I'm a loser for quite a while now, so it's
I don't know,
fine.
but you here's the thing though, is because nerd culture is totally is the mainstream and is the powerful bully. It's we're not you're not a loser at all. You can afford that bass guitar. You got a sofa. You live in a house with a woman.
This was free, and the woman owns the sofa. So you live in a house with a woman. It's just a flat, unfortunately. But yeah, I'm trying. And also, but here's the thing: is I am a nerd. Nerds are winning, but I hate loads of things that the nerds are into.
As do I.
That they're considering it. Like the Marvel Cinematic Universe can get in the bin for all of
What are you talking about?
And I know
were you a
you're
comic book nerd?
Ish. I've read some,
Then you
and
know.
also I really liked the first lot. A bit like Lockdown 1. I liked the first lot of Marvel Cinematic movies, and then when the next batch came out, and I went, "Oh, is this it? We're just doing the same thing over and over again,
Wait,
are we
from
now?"
which batch though? Are you counting from Endgame back? That was all great.
No, I watched Age of Ultron, and I was like, I'm never watching another one of these movies again, other than Guardians of the Galaxy 2. And then I watched Guardians of the Galaxy 2, and I was like, this whole franchise can get in the bin.
Yeah, there's been some. You singled out 2 stinkers there. I'm not going to lie to you. Endgame and Infinity War are very good. They closed the book on it. They were basically all they did was they revealed,
Yes.
hey, we've been making a TV show and disguising it as a movie series the entire time, and that's all they did. They basically just made a long form, very involved. Oh, you like the dark universe more coming in from Baldy?
Maybe. I don't know.
What is the dark universe?
I think Baldy's just made. I think it's just like Marvel Cinematic Scotland, basically. It's basically the same thing.
Marvel
but it's deep
Cinematic
fried.
Scotland? Oh my god. Oh,
Captain Scotland.
Captain America there, Paul. Okay.
He doesn't have a shield. He has a caber. And he's
Yeah,
like-
he has one of those plastic riot shields.
and every one of his friends has a cone on its head. That's good.
Oh, the attempted universe with the mummy, Dr. Jekyll.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh, even I, as a fan of awful things, do not like that.
oh my
But, like-
God! I had no idea about this. This was a thing.
Oh, do you not know about this?
I didn't
Do you
know
not
about this at all.
Oh, so basically, you know how
there
like
was nothing
Marvel
greater- there
Cinematic
is
Universe
not-
happened,
of course,
and then DC tried to do it and basically sort of have half-assed their way through it all. Star Wars was like, well, we've got to have a cinematic universe, and so everyone's getting that. So in the same way that when everything went 3D, they were like, I don't know, Harry Potter 3D. Universal Studios, a big company, were like, well, what's our cinematic universe? What do we own? We own the monsters. So let's have the monsters universe. So what are the monsters? You've got your mummies, your Draculas, your werewolves, your Jekyll and Hyde. They tried one film with Tom Cruise and the Mummy, and the fact that you don't even know about it and you live in LA is astounding to me. Well, not astounding. It just shows how shit it was. Basically, it didn't work out.
This is a New York Times article. There's no dark universe anymore. Just one monster after another. The box office dud. The Mummy sank Universal's hopes for a grand franchise, but the studio is rebooting it on a smaller scale, starting with The Invisible Man. By the way, I watched The Invisible Man on an airplane. Scared the absolute living shit out of
I've heard
me.
that movie's actually great, but
It was very
because-
good.
But they were trying to. That was supposed to be Iron Man, essentially. Like that was supposed to be like the second film in the franchise. Them being like, yeah. But they didn't have Samuel L. Jackson rocking up at the end. Go in.
Can we get that photo? Can we please get that photo? I mean, the Samuel L. Jackson included in the end of Iron Man was an absolute stroke of genius in so many ways, and it is JSV Ethics Gradient. Welcome aboard.
Hi, Duncan. I met him in real life last Saturday.
Don't dox him, you fucking asshole.
He doesn't mind.
How do you know, Duncan? Do you mind, Duncan? It was
he's
at
my mod.
Comic Con. Oh God, David! If it was at Comic Con, at least one of those. Sick.
Yeah.
David, can you do me a favor? Baldy's
Yeah.
comment. You copy and paste that and toss it in the private chat.
I certainly can.
And I will then bring this. Oh, this is
We're gonna write the word boobs in the private chat. There
Oh,
we
it
go.
is fun in there. How do you feel about being added to the private chat? Would you like? Is there any secret that I can tell you that I can put in the private chat? Is there something that you'd like to know?
What are the names of your bed bugs? No. Is there probably is. If I think of any, I'll let you know. There was definitely one last week where I was like, holy shit. But I've been in them before where like you just told me, and what I do is I go, ooh, and then at the end of it, I'm like, fine. But I'm not very good with gossip.
This is the
'Cause, like,
problem: is you always forget.
If somebody tries to tell me a secret and they say this is a secret, what I do is I retain that information for the next 10 seconds, and then I go,
Oh, of course.
and then I forget it. So when my sister was pregnant, I wasn't allowed to tell anyone, and then my friend came up to me and he was like, "Hey man,
you know,
congratulations for you
sidebar.
and just."
I forgot you'd written boobs in the private chat, so when I opened it and just boobs, I was like, "That's a follow through I really enjoyed." So you're speaking to, your mate who may or
My
may
mate
not know.
wandered up to me and just went, "Hey man, congratulations!" And I was like, "What?" He's like, "You know, about your sister." And I was like, "What?" And this was like 2-3 months later, and I was like, "Oh," and then he was like, he had to explain to me that my sister was pregnant, and I was like, "Oh yeah, she is, isn't she?" And I'd just forgotten.
All right, look at these fucking stars they had in this fucking movie. They got Russell Crowe as Dr. Jekyll. Tom Cruise was in The Mummy.
Yeah.
What the fuck was he? Let's find out what he was doing. Who's that? That's Gazelle from not League of Gentlemen. Oh, what the fuck? The Kingsman. Fucking Kingsman, bro.
Is she from the Kingsman?
She certainly is. That's the hot gal from the Kingsman. She was the hench lady. She had the metal legs. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then
by the
you've
way,
got-
we I
Yeah,
ran out
right
of
there.
snacks in my house, but we did order Chinese, so I have 4 fortune cookies. I can tell you my fortune every time I have a
crazy.
snack.
I have a giant thing of fortune cookies here.
Yes. Let's do it. Now, John, here's the main question I want to know.
Go ahead. I cannot believe that.
Will you let this website use your cookies?
I of course will not. My cookies are mine. Depp was going to be the Invisible Man. Well, in many
And then
ways,
he wasn't?
turned out to be- Hey, I got to tell you, no one. Johnny Depp must look back on the last 10 to 15 years, and he's just like, "Fuck."
Yeah. yeah. Like we all have things that in the past couple of years have made us go like, oh, for goodness sake. Or like you just stare into the middle distance. But
Son of a bitch.
That's like 10 years, right? Somebody was saying that he owned like 15 houses around the world. And it's like
He owns a neighborhood in LA.
that's
So-
just nobody saying no to him for a long time.
No, it's he made so much money. Like you have to remember, he was like the last big before the Marvel universe. He literally was the big franchise star. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. People could just rock up at a party dressed as him as a pirate outfit and everyone would be amazed.
I remember I
And
was
yeah,
in
I've seen it happen a million times.
I was in line to see if we could get tickets to the David Letterman show. And then the person in front of me just said, "I know Johnny Depp," and a bunch of people gave her a round of applause. That's how popular he was there for a second. A couple of quick things by the way, and that is
Sure.
if you want to summarize the show, just put your funny summaries in our Discord, and they will all make it into the podcast listeners' eye holes for when they're reading about what they're listening to. And also, can I take this opportunity to say, hello, podcast listeners. We are
Hi,
joined today
podcast listeners.
by, Chris Betts and Ashley Manning. We were joined by the Untitled Twitch Streams musical director, David Hoare, whose voice you hear oftentimes with little things like this. That's David Hoare.
Oh,
There's no dancing when the video is not playing.
What's vice today may be virtue tomorrow.
Voice or vice?
Vice. I think that
Oh.
makes no sense.
That makes
what's
no
vice
sense
today may be virtue tomorrow, as in what's bad today
Might
could
be good tomorrow.
Maybe then. Okay, there's one.
Oh,
3 more to
all right.
go.
Chris Betts is officially not making the stream. The boat trip more harrowing than he expected. Oh yeah, you are. Where is the LED hat song? Do you have an LED hat song?
Have you not? We played it because that made Ashley want the song. I've got it here. Do you want me to send it
Play
to
it,
you?
play it again. I wanna
How
play
do
it again.
I?
Just.
Yeah. I play it because basically the day after I made it, I started playing Final Fantasy X, and I could name all the characters in it, and I named a big flying bird that shoots lasers, LED hats, and then played it on thing just in your honor.
What kind of boat trip is Chris on? The Titanic? Steve Mooney. You son of a bitch.
It's pretty good. Did you know I have a whole folder of songs just in my? Actually, no, maybe it's not the whole folder. I've got a whole folder on my computer that's just UTS songs, which is pretty good.
Can I
but
please have that folder?
I think I've sent them all to you. Let's see. Does this work? Share screen.
Yeah.
Share. Oh, hang on.
Just send it to me, you poor bastard.
Hang on. If I just do share audio system and then do this, and then it's like.
Oh. Hit it.
LED hats. LED hats. LED hats. LED hats.
That's how I live my life.
What are the other songs do you have? Is there a Hastings is 4'5" song? Because if not, can you please make a Hastings is 4'5" song?
No, I've got some sound alerts that I've got the.
Now get your boots and your coat for this
Juicy boozy.
Oh, that is fantastic.
And where's the bat bed, huh?
Oh, yeah.
Did these not get sent to you? I swear I put them in a thing. Shall I
You may
email
have
them
got,
to you?
yeah, email them to me. Oh my god, I need all of it. What was that? What was that one?
It said, "You massive boomer," but with a big boom. You massive boomer.
Oh, I love it. Oh,
Yeah.
that's so good.
Trying to think. All the rest of it is just like stuff I've sent you, I think.
I love that one of them you just play is just November Rain by Guns N' Roses.
I have all
Hell
8
yeah.
minutes of November Rain.
Yeah, just 11 minutes of Guns N' Roses' November Rain, just
Yeah.
graphically.
I think so. Sure.
All right,
There you
David.
go.
So it's been a week since we spoke. We spoke last week when you were telling
Yeah.
us about your glorious time.
How do I stop sharing the screen?
I just do this.
Great.
Yeah. Sam, what have you done all week? Take me through it.
I mean, I've got one major thing that's happened to me today. I can tell you about the rest of my week, and then we'll get on to today, because today might end up being one of the worst things that's happened to me in a while. Oh, my Twitter's been hacked. And the guy got in
So what happened?
password changed, email address changed. So when I try and send off to get my email for verification, it goes to some other person's email. And I've only got it on my phone now and nowhere else. And I've emailed them and they're like, we'll get back to you. So I'm just waiting for Twitter to see if they can recover it. But I keep on looking at stories where people are like, and then I could never recover it and I had to start again. I only hit 1,000 followers like 2 weeks ago. And I might set
Have to
stuff
start
on
again.
fire.
Well,
I don't
First of
know
all,
what it's going to be like.
I don't know how much longer these social media things are going to be around. So it's one of those things where it's very frustrating in the moment, but it's very possible that this isn't popular in a year. In the fact that like Facebook pre-pandemic was still very much the social media of the day, and it's now very much Instagram. Baldy 3 coming in with, and that explains the saucy DMs you sent me, David Hoare. Oh, also, I was mentioning to my Japanese friend that you were co-hosting today,
Yeah.
and they had a question about your name, Hoare, Hoare. What
Please.
is are you English all the way back, or is there some sort of? Basically, was the question: were you named in the way that some people name Smith, blacksmith?
This is the fun conversation I like to have, and I've tried to drive as many jokes as I can out of it. Apparently I'm 1/16 Welsh, so still not that good. Well, Hoare without the E is like old man, like grey old man.
But Hoare with the E is gray old man who likes to fuck.
Yeah.
Hello.
Uses his fists a
Hello.
lot. Yeah, like hoarfrost. So I think I'm just cold and old, but not that horny. Please don't clip that.
So you're cold, you're old. You're not horny.
I think that's the opposite of young, dumb, and full of cum, right?
Exactly. Yeah. You are literally the opposite of like the UTS is usually young, dumb, and full of cum. But today here on Halloween Sunday, we're old, we're cold,
we're
not that horny. What I like about this, by the way, is that there's still something could get you going.
I'm open to it.
Joe coming in with an absolute classic one. Old cold has no
Has no
load.
load.
Oh
Lucky Joe
no, you're loadless.
David, you should know by now that saying "please don't clip that" means it's getting clipped.
I mean, it'd be a real shame if I guarantee if I know anything about Tiger, this is what's happening right now. Just
Oh, I like that we've been shipped as John Horstings. That's good.
Oh,
'Cause
yes, we have.
Horstings sounds like you've got an STI so bad that it's like ruining your day. I guess that's a lot of STIs, but it really stings.
This is coming in from Rat Frick.
Yeah.
A cocoa, some slivers could really get him going, albeit slowly. Oh, that's a real shame. Tiger has made an alert. Hoare, old, cold, and has no load. Yay!
It's peppermint tea, but you know, it's also me as a piece of toast with the thumbs up.
What's weird though, like everyone who lives in Bristol is just very whimsically charming. Like this is a sort of thing that you do not get away with in Cardiff. Also, it's weird, by the way, that people in Bristol think of Cardiff as another big city. I always find that so weird. Or like people in like rural Wales be like, going to the big English city. You're like London. They're like London, Bristol, like Bristol.
I went to Manchester the other day, and I was like, I'm a city boy, and then I was like, I want to go back to my tractor now, please.
Yeah, we're not a city boy. Like Bristol is such a specific type of England community in that, like, it has enough Tesco's that it would seem like it's a city, but it is not.
And
a
hey,
city.
when Bristol got a Tesco, there was a full-on riot.
What are
and
you
that is
talking about?
Not hyperbole. There was the Bristol riots. I don't know if these are the Bristol riots because we're so gosh darn good at them. Notice any statues come down recently?
Which year? Okay, here are the following years: 2021, 1831, 1980, 2011, 1986, 2020.
I was fully involved in that 1831 one. No, basically, Gloucester Road in Bristol was like one of the oldest. Like it was all independent shops for a very long time, and then they got a Tesco, and there was a riot, and there was like Still Street art up around the area that's like get the fuck out of our town.
To Tesco?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah. I think there's Banksy stuff with like petrol bomb art with the Tesco logo and stuff. I don't know if that's related.
Oh my God! I'll have you know. Okay, when do you think? Okay, without looking it up, David, when did you think this was?
I think it's like very, like mid 2000s.
It was 2011. It was 10 years ago.
Yeah. And I moved into Bristol in 2014. So like about 3.5 years before.
This is insane. I had no. They had a goddamn. They had a 2012. Wait a minute. Wait a fucking minute. This wasn't just because of the Tesco's. This was during the nationwide. Oh no, it wasn't. It was the same year. It was before. That's amazing.
Mm-hmm.
So in Telepathic Heights,
I think there was both basically, but it was like.
So the police raided a squat called the Telepathic Heights in 2011 that was opposite the store. They set bins and skips on fire and bottles were thrown at the cops. And they just had a big giant riot down the street until the early hours of the morning. And then they did it again in 2011. They were in August of the same year.
Yeah.
That's fantastic. That's really good. I will give it this to the English, and I give very little to them. That's the best reason to riot I've ever heard in my entire life. Oh, guys.
Yes.
I do want to become famous.
Can you hack my Twitter, please, Leon? That would be great.
Yeah, Leon. It was for the greater good. The greater good. Have you ever been to the McCuntleth Comedy Festival, David?
No, I was going to go in 2020. And then I didn't go in 2020. But I really, really want to go.
Fun fact about me,
So
I've done 3 or 4 of them.
Mm.
Definitely 3. Great way, really good way to kick off your Edinburgh preview season.
Yes.
And I've never slept there. It is so far from London. This is how crazy. There are things I look back on in that time of my life, and it was insane how much traveling I was doing. The first time, this is the first time I played it. Me and Romesh Ranganathan met at midnight in London. We drove to wherever the fuck he was living at the time.
Yeah.
We then woke up,
Croydon,
drove to
or not?
Mcuntleth. I think it might have been Croydon. No, it was further out. I actually know exactly where it is. I'm not going to say. He's very famous. And then we drove to Mcuntleth, did our shows, got back in the car. He drove me to Cardiff, and then I went and watched wrestling at Brendan Burns' house.
Did he live in Cardiff at the time?
No, Brendan lived in the middle of the woods. And he just hung out. He lived on a farm with a 3-legged cat and a woman he's now divorced from. I know how that's.
Yes. Is that the lady that the show is about?
Which show?
The one he's divorced from. Was this years
No, the one he's divorced from, the show that he has, the one that's all about him falling in love.
Yeah.
Yes, that is who that show is about.
Okay.
Yeah,
Fair
it's
enough.
always it comes to all of us. My last
I'm not
hour,
here to judge. Not
my
here to
last
judge.
hour on YouTube is talking about how me and my wife we're gonna make it. And I got news for you.
That's true.
We did not make it. We
I
didn't.
think I watched that over. Did you release it just before Christmas? When did you release it?
It's been out. I put it on and out right when COVID started, but it's circulating around. It's out
It's
there.
very good. I definitely watched it at when everyone else had gone to bed at my girlfriend's mum's house,
Hubris,
and it was very, very entertaining to watch to me.
I mean, it is
for
fun.
many reasons. But
Here's my main problem with all comedy specials is that I always find them to lack in organic nature, and that it doesn't feel like they just turned the cameras on. Like it feels like there's way more sort of like, and this is the taping now. And I always am just like,
yours does. Yours feels haphazardous because you're shouting at all the people, and then you're like straight back into the narrative. And I really, really appreciate that you're just that is just you doing one of the times you did the show.
That's the thing, but yeah, it's also the nice things of it's also the nice thing of just having Edinburgh there, and that's what I think more people should do is film stuff in Edinburgh. I also don't understand why more people don't put out albums. It's a nice thing to do because also, by the way, people come to your show. People came to my shows in Tucson this weekend.
Yes, it does
because
work.
they'd heard me on Spotify, which I was just like, well, that algorithm's great.
That is pretty good. Do you want to hear about why I'm on a piece of toast?
I absolutely do. We're gonna get back to this. Don't you worry. We weirdly don't drop any threads here. It takes us longer than you'd expect to circle back sometimes.
This caused us to talk about rioting, so
or did it?
Was the real riot the ones we made along the way? I don't know what that means.
Weren't they though? Weren't they?
Let me ask you this, and this is going to obviously go off a weird tangent. Have you ever had a wisdom tooth out?
I've had 4.
Yes. And how awful were they?
Really bad. Really fine. Like I was just on codeine for a couple of days and just
nice. Yes.
I remember mostly what I was doing was laying in a bed watching myself fall through the ceiling. It was pretty rad. It was pretty fucking cool.
It's pretty cool. So this is the information you need to know beforehand which proves how much of an idiot I am. Is that I was told beforehand that I was getting I got an email and I read it out to my girlfriend. It says I'm getting level 4 anesthetic, and I was like, that must be quite bad. It's a level 4 anesthetic.
Yeah. Well,
on the
no
day,
way.
She was
No
like,
way.
that says IV, and I was like, great.
I would have done the exact same thing.
So then I had the anesthetic, and I don't know if you have the same thing where basically they give you the anesthetic and then you sit there for a while thinking, oh, they've had their fingers in my mouth for about 2 minutes, and then they're like, we're done. And you're like, I thought you. It turns out that's been like half an hour. Now, you or I might be able to handle our.
I just looked over at the chat, and
Yeah.
Kimmersby just popped this up. And I was awake, and they had to chip at my jaw.
No,
so I
thanks.
guess they went with trick when you said trick or treat. Also making a rare appearance, Chaz Redhead. Chaz.
Oh, hello, Chaz.
Is that the musical comedy awards? David Hoare. David Hoare, indeed. Yes, that is the bronze medal.
Not the bronze. I didn't come third. The judges
came
didn't even
third.
like me. I came audience favorite. That's the whole separate thing.
So you're the Michael McIntyre of the Comedy Music Awards?
Fucking hope so.
Critically a mess, but the people have spoken.
Yes. Yes. Yes, indeed. People's choice. This is what people keep on telling me. And
Now,
also, sorry, what were you going to say?
Do you think that the people chose you because most of the people that were there were your streamers? Guess what you are? You're Mrs. Brown's whore. Oh, that's really good. That is really good.
Yeah, fine. I'm fine to be middle of the road. I'm going to take that Ed Sheeran money and run with it.
Absolutely.
I wish I could get it.
Oh my god. I am annoyed. I am annoyed at like edgy weirdos that I love. Like and it's one of those things where I'm like, just be a bit more commercial. You would make so much money.
Mm-hmm.
Like how like
David and the audience. Well, so here's the very interesting thing: is that the stream that they were doing was run by Next Up, and apparently it was quite cut in and out all night. So they were getting lots of people kind of messaging them about that anyway. And then they released the voting ballot, and my name wasn't even on it. And my sister and a bunch of people from my Discord all like emailed them and were like, David Hoare is not on this ballot. And so they had to they had like re-release the ballot with my name on it, and then I won. And I still saw somebody on Twitter saying there should be a recount, and it's like,
that sounds like you won. Yeah. It's very much. It's funny. I thought Baldy was talking to you. Baldy was talking to Chaz.
oh, okay. I was running a quiz and I wrote it because I love Halloween. Oh, I see. Yeah, well, that's fine.
Baldy was talking to Chaz. Real embarrassment for all of us. Here's my question for you, big man. So, in your week as champion, this is your first week as champion.
Yeah.
Have you made love to your girlfriend while wearing the record around your neck?
It just keeps on slapping.
It's the question we've all wanted to know. We've all wanted to know.
I wore it as more of like
Chaz very much has. Look at what Chaz wrote. Chaz has done it. Chaz writes in. I very much did. Interesting.
Well, it's nice because it's like a vinyl record, so my penis neatly slits through the middle of it.
My name is Ruin coming in. I did have a crotch boil that got cut off with the anesthetic not kicking in because inflammation and tissue necrosis can do that. Not sure if my name is Ruin made love to their significant other while wearing your
because it made love to your girlfriend with that.
Your girlfriend. Yeah. You remember Chaz, right? From 2020? It's a dated reference, I know. Do you remember Chaz? Chaz, you appeared on the stream more recently than 2020. I'll put you solidly in 2021. But back to you.
Also, Chaz is firmly in the intro. Firmly.
Yes, he very much is.
Many times.
But here, I need to know.
Yeah.
Have you made love to your Chloe with that clanging against your manly chest?
As like a medal.
Of course. In victory of your conquering all other musical comedians.
I used it more as a paddle, shall we say?
Oh, now were you paddling her or she paddling you?
Why do we have to put limitations on ourselves, John?
We do not. I love to hear that you guys you adopted the switching to all of it. Is that your girlfriend's name? Did I just dox her?
It's not, but also everybody does that, so it's fine.
Everyone thinks that's her name?
It's Cleo.
Oh, yes.
Members of my family, who I am very close to, 8 years into our relationship, will still often be like, and what's Chloe think about this? And I'm like, I don't know who that is. I mean, I do know who it is. It's just something you have to deal with from time to time.
How are we having this agonizing surgery chat without Ashley? Because she would win.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, that's why we're doing it without her. And yes,
so
we will get to your mug. We will get to your mug. Before that, David, I want you to tell me how you got so sweet.
Me is the steady diet of fortune cookies and Sesame
You really,
Street, I guess.
you really undid it by leaning right into the microphone and going, me?
Me? No, I know how insipid I am. I don't see it as a positive.
I do. I think it's nice.
People often go like, well, I've heard no complaints about you, but also probably not heard anything about you. And I'm like, great. People's champ.
No news means the people's champ continues.
You've gone slightly quieter than you were.
How about now?
Yeah, that's much better.
What are the knobs needed adjusting?
We've all been there, especially with this thing. Just...
Hey-o. Hey. Hey-o. All right, so lads. Lads.
Me and my friend have a current WhatsApp chain that is just us sending each other 3-second long audio clips of us going,
Oh my god.
And it's about 15 long, but it's got to the point now where we started intersecting it with opening lines from classic literature. So I read him the opening. I was like, it was a cold and windy day, and the clock struck 13. I read the beginning of 1984 to him, and then he responded with Pride and Prejudice. It was really good. It's a really good fun time. I recommend it to any of you to do that with your friends.
What was I going to say? I was just checking the chat to see if there's anything I need to monitor because there's only one of us here. Do you know what I'm saying? So it's
of course.
Yeah,
it's quite funny. I've watched enough Twitch to know you can and put in enough things into Twitch where I'm like, I really want them to see it, and you clock when their eyes go to the chat and stuff.
Yeah.
Like when I watch you three, I can see that all three of you are like in different times. One of you looking at the thing you need to do, and I'm like that. But it's very subtle. I get you do it. Sorry, I'm probably undoing some of the magic, but I can see that
No,
it's harder to
I-
do
I'm-
with two
I-
of you. If two of
I'm
you are having a nice conversation, and then one of you's like, "Hang on 1 second." Diamond Geezer has said correct.
Yes. Oh, yes. I was just coming in from
you go.
coming in from Baldy 3. David. Look at me.
I will always look at you, Baldy. Hi. We don't talk anymore, Baldy. Why don't we talk anymore? Did you know that I have a song for my chat specific? As a guy in my chat called That Baldy Fella, and then Baldy started coming in my chat. I've got a song for when both of them are there.
What can I hear the song right now?
Oh yeah, yes, you certainly can. It's pinned to my desktop. That's how.
Here's my question, David.
Yeah.
Are you the last of the first lockdown wave of people in British comedy who started streaming? Because I didn't start first lockdown. I was October of last year is when I started. I've missed my stream anniversary. We are now more than a year into me appearing on Twitch on a near daily basis.
I'm gonna say there's a small boy called Bill Alzaffa who's probably continuing it quite strongly.
Yeah, Bill L really absolutely took to Twitch like a fish to water. Holy shitbag fuck tits. He and
John, and
he
John.
Ian Sterling. Go ahead.
Oh yes. So both Baldies come in the chat then.
We've got a full gamut of Baldies, all two of them are here. There's a full gamut of Baldies, there's more of them here than there.
Why was there a cock crow there?
Because they're both a couple of cucks, I think.
It was the night before Christmas, and all through the house, not a creature was stirring, not even a mouse. Yeah,
that's good stuff. So
Joe Lycett, I think, does the greatest fake oi oi
yes
ever. Just, do you? But I just find it interesting because I would have thought more people would have stuck with Twitch as a thing, and they haven't.
Well,
like Ed Knight stopped doing, like everyone stopped doing it. I feel crazy.
So the two things here that relate to that I can see are A, you need to have the tenacity to carry on, and it's quite hard. And sometimes you need to do things to get through it, like bring in a friend or have a little break and then do it, or what have you. And B, I do it at 10 in the morning. Everybody else does it when gigs are happening, so they've stopped doing their gigs to go back and do it. Whereas I probably shouldn't say it out loud, but had the foresight to go, I'll be gigging in the evening when I come back. Also, I couldn't do it when I was doing all the teching all the streams for all the people in lockdown, so I did it in the morning. And so those are my two theories. Basically, I'm better than everyone. Please don't click
I
that.
agree. Yeah, put that right now. Chaz, are you home? I thought you were. If you're home, you can come on.
Yeah, come have a chat.
What I was going to say, it's just I'm fascinated by it because it's one of those things where I have found it's very different creatively. In that, like, I'm realizing I need naps when I go on the road now, because it's one of those things where it's like I'm not getting the same type of rest, but it's also a nice transitioning from one to the other. I am home now. I do enjoy when people don't. I'll fire up the laptop. There we go.
Nice.
Fire it up, Chaz. Go sit in that weirdly large area in your house. Lots of space there. You know what I'm saying? It seemed like that wall was far from you. But I am enjoying for another reason that I'm now. Oh, I was comfortable jaw jacking before. Now, oh my, I can just talk to my heart's content. Coming in from Goliath Baby, my name is sexy, and your mom likes me. Goliath Baby, has your Twitch been hacked by the same person that hacked David Hoare's Twitter? Also, David, have they asked you for demands? Like, what is the plan of them? Like, what are they?
I
doing?
don't know, because I keep on checking it to see if anything's changed, and it hasn't yet. So I've got access to it on my phone, but nowhere else because everyone else has been logged out of it. So it's very confusing. I don't know.
So if you have access to it on your phone, Can't
But I
you
can't
just-
change the password because you have to, because they've changed my password, so I don't know what it is. So I can't change the password back because you have to put in your current password to change the password back. And if you say forgotten password, then it's sent to an email address, but they've changed the email address. So they've really
So
thought
what do
about it. But all of these things happened within a minute of it, like whilst I was asleep.
So they all just did. And then how did you figure it out when you woke up? You just woke up to alert said, "Oh, this has all been."
I woke
changed."
up to several emails saying your email, somebody's accessed your account from Manhattan. Somebody changed your password. Well, your password has been changed. Your email address has been changed.
Shit.
Yeah.
So why does someone? No offense. Why did someone hack your Twitter?
Oh, no offense intended, because I don't understand. Like, I've only just hit 1,000 followers. I don't know.
Yeah, that makes no sense whatsoever.
And also, no one in Manhattan would be impressed by anything I've done because they don't.
Well,
know
I
who
mean,
I am.
they're not actually in Manhattan, David. Sounds like Graham. Maybe it is Graham K. Maybe you've been hacked by my friend Graham K.
Is that they in Manhattan? What does Graham K do?
He's a stand-up comedian.
He's an international hacker. That might be him. Yeah.
Yeah. It's Graham. Are you okay? No, you're not. That's his hacker name.
That movie with Angelina Jolie and John, what's his face, is based on him, I think, isn't it?
What movie are you thinking of? Because that didn't sound like any movie I've ever heard of in my life.
It's a small movie called Hackers. Have you not seen Hackers?
Oh my God, I haven't seen Hackers in forever, and I totally forgot about fucking Angelina Jolie is in that movie.
Oh yeah, she's the woman. There's a woman in that film. She's the woman, and they, it's the film about hacking where they spray paint their keyboards camouflage because cool, and hacking involves lots of 3D rendered models of towers and such.
Couple of quick things. My name is Ruben is asking. I don't use Twitter, so I honestly don't know. But does Twitter not have two-factor identification? It does. My name is Ruben, but you have to turn it on.
Yeah, so I apparently might not have had that on, which is clearly my faux pas. But I will definitely try and have it on in the future.
Yeah.
I also have had Twitter since 2009, and so I don't know if I've just not checked that thing.
I've strangely not been hacked as much as I should have been, considering I used to reply to all the dodgy Nigerian prince emails. Leaving those fuckers on was so much fun. I never got a Nigerian prince email, although I did love that it all turned out. No, I never got that particular vintage. I got a bunch of different ones.
Nice.
But,
I got my Instagram hacked, and they changed my picture to a pair of tits, and then sent loads of messages just out to random blokes asking them for sex. And I got loads. I actually got quite a few Instagram followers from it. My friend Freya was like, "Oh, you're not a pair of tits," and I was like, "No, I'm not."
John just got a lot of peen emails. I did. I got a lot of soft peen emails.
Soft peen emails. Peen-nails. I don't know.
Oh, IAXIMI. That's good to know. As a computer scientist, can't confirm all hacking is in Lawnmower Man's 90s 3Ds, not 80s green text on black. I hope so.
Yeah. Chaz is fired up, and after he's done with his wank, he'll come join us.
Oh my God! What an absolute capital zinger.
Not a pair of tits. Not a pair of tits. No, a pair of Bristols. Yes. Well done, everybody. Do you know about?
I just realized there.
What's that?
Go ahead. Keep talking, big man.
Did you know that Bristol's is a slang for tits? Bristol
Is it?
cities, titties. Did you know that?
I did not know that.
It's not useful information, but it is definitely. It just rings true for the UK, just having weird sentences and sounds that they're like, what do we call the tits? The Bristols.
I think it's as with everything, they were just going after Bristol for being shit. You know what I mean? In the way that England, like everyone in London, just be like Manchester, more like Manchester, molested.
Blanchester, come on.
Yeah. There we go.
Oh, hey, David Shaw.
Oh,
look.
Look. Ashley
Hey, man,
Manning
comedian.
say hello.
We talked about surgery, and you still win.
Yeah.
I don't know if win is the right phrase, but I hope you're doing fine,
What is
Ashley.
David Shutter coming in with Bristol's is rhyming slang. Also, Chaz, the link is
Yeah.
in your Instagram DMs.
You just got your DM slid into, and you too might be a pair of tits soon.
I just meandered my way in there and had a little.
Yeah, Bristol's is in rhyming slam for Bristol cities titties. That's what that is.
Also, David, have you ever had Peruvian food before?
Oh, I don't know if I have. I've
This
played
is a very-
Peruvian panpipes, but not
Sorry,
eaten them.
just the Peruvian taco place I had lunch just followed me on Instagram.
Now, is that? Did you tweet it, Instagram about it? Did you go like this
do any
place
of
was
it.
red?
I didn't do
Do
any
they-
of it. I do.
Did they
but I-
recognize you off that Americans Got Talent? And then
I mean, technically, I do know the owner very well, so that's probably how it happened.
David, let me ask you: have you had Peruvian food? Because somebody I know just followed me on social media.
I mean, here's the thing: is I didn't expect her. I don't know if she's running the socials. You know what I mean? She's not necessarily
Makes
running the
sense.
socials.
Yeah. But also a good way to get people to follow you is for you to follow them, which is why I believe Tay Zonde followed me on Twitter once, which obviously I can't.
Tazon Day followed you on Twitter.
I arrived at Download Music Festival. I was waiting for my friends to come meet me, so I was just on my phone, and I got a little message saying Tay Zonde has just followed you on Twitter, and I was the
Tay Zonde,
happiest little-
as in
Chocolate
like-
Rain. Chocolate Rain.
Yeah. I was gonna be like, Chocolate Rain. Oh my God, Chocolate Rain. Where is?
No. So he became like a bit of a YouTube guy because of that, but then because of all of the stuff from that, I think he started vlogging about his experiences and stuff. But also still did musician stuff, and he used to go to all the YouTube conventions. And so all the people that were initially like, "It's the Chocolate Rain guy," were then like within 3 years were like, "Oh, that's just my best friend Tay, who I hang out with all the time because we met at a convention and we're friends."
So he kind of ruined it. No, it's a shame. Speaking of
Happens with a lot of those people.
people I met at a convention, how are you, Chaz?
Oh,
hello,
look at that
everyone. Can you hear me?
jacket.
I know, yes. I really hope he wasn't wearing that jacket because it was Halloween. That's just his Sunday coat, and just every 7 years he gets to be on point.
Yeah, I don't own a normal suit. Is the honest answer. I have a Halloween
really
one.
hope-
I have a Christmas one, and I got a summer one.
I really hope you start committing a lot of like court appearance crimes soon.
Hang on, hang the fuck on.
Hmm.
Yes, I also want that very much. What is a summer suit, and can you show it to us now? Once again,
If you'd like me to get it from my wardrobe, I certainly
yes,
can.
yes, I would love
Yes,
that.
yeah. Well, of course. Just as I
Okay, well-
arrived, I now leave the room
Because I want to know.
Fine.
I want to know because the other ones, I can imagine what Halloween looks like. I can imagine what Christmas. What is summer?
What is summer? I will show you what summer is.
A summer suit is it might be the skin of another person. It might be
A bunch of beef.
summer. It's just covered in summer from Firefly.
That's I hope it's summer. I hope it's that one. I hope it's just a bunch
Ooh.
of a bunch of a character slowly having a mental breakdown. A weapon.
Kind of wouldn't put it past Chaz to have that.
If it is just
Oh, we can see Chaz's Hoover.
Has John heard of descriptive words? No, I haven't. Where is that? That reference to Diamond Geyser? What the fuck? Oh, no, that's fun.
Oh, that's good stuff. You look like you can't hear us. You look.
I can hear
with-
you. The volume's up. It's all good.
Okay, with that on, you either look like the sort of person who wears it to a barbecue and everyone's like, "What a fun guy," or you smoke cigars and own very disreputable
yeah.
boat.
Here's
I
the thing is,
genuinely wore that to a wedding like 2 weeks ago.
2
And
weeks. Wait,
was Prince Andrew also at this wedding?
Hey!
That's right. The reception was at Pizza Express in Woking.
Is he still hanging his hat on? I see what you're saying now, Diamond Geyser. Chad could have painted a verbal picture of that outfit.
Chad,
but would Chad? That's your name. That's your name in America.
Okay.
But would we have believed him? No, we would not have.
That is the question.
Chaz, I've got a really important question to ask you.
Go for it.
What is the suction like on that Hoover?
Oh, great question. Yeah. Now, I don't think now.
Oh, this Hoover in the corridor.
That's right.
Oh
You
no,
wanna
all your
find-
other Hoovers.
Yeah, how many Hoovers do you have, Moneybag?
Well, I do have another
Large
Hoover.
wa-
But,
You have
large walls and
two
lots of
Hoovers?
yeah, but the first Hoover I had didn't have the suction of that Hoover, which is why we got that Hoover.
Okay, but here's my question: why, in the
Great.
name of Sweet Mother of God, would you keep a subpar vacuum cleaner / Hoover when you have
Well-
a perfectly good one there? May I also say?
Well, the
this is
charging
why
station is sort
Chaz
of built
gets
into the
featured-
utility wall.
Wait, what was that?
So the charging station of the first Hoover is built into the wall of the utility cupboard.
Oh, yeah. Okay, cool.
Yeah.
So basically, your home came with a free vacuum cleaner.
It came with a free Dyson, yeah.
Oh shit!
Dyson.
Wait, and that has better suction power than the
Much
Dyson?
better, much better.
Is it
yeah.
is it one of those thin like?
Yeah,
take
it's one of the thin ones that has the
okay.
big tank that you like put it up in a charging station, and it's like what it's like
Yeah,
cordless,
okay.
and it's supposed to be better, but it's like garbage.
I mean, I've
And was
used
that-
one of those. One I used was amazing. You may want to get yours looked at because that piece of tech was that you're like one of those. It's one of those things where you're like, here's a sentence I never thought. If I ever thought I would say the following sentence, I assume it would be followed by the sound of a gunshot and then my body crumbling into the ground, which is, I thought I had experienced a quality vacuum cleaner until I used one of those.
That is
It's
that is
nice
the
though, isn't it,
2-star
when-
review. That's the 3-star review that I'd leave on Amazon.
Wow.
Fair.
Uh,
I
also,
had
talking
that-
about the royal family, can I just say, like, the Queen's dead, right? We can all agree that the Queen is
I mean,
dead.
I have a feeling the Queen is not going to be. If she's not
Yeah.
dead now, she.
Oh,
and
she did.
Like,
Yeah,
we can all
fair.
agree that the Queen is dead, and they're just keeping a lid on it, right?
Here's my thing that I'm really hoping is I kind of because I'm supposed to be in the UK in 3 weeks, and there's a part of me that's just like, do I get to be there for when Queen Elizabeth fucking dies? Because I want to be there for when Queen Elizabeth dies.
Yeah, it's gonna be full on.
It's going to be. I mean, this country needs a few more problems, I think, and that's going to be a big one.
It's gonna be a real maelstrom.
and also might be the reason I fall out with my family, which is fun.
Why would you fall out with them?
Oh, my family love a bit of the Queen.
They love the Queen. They can't get enough of the Queen. Liz,
They love the Queen. Some of my immediate family went to go like wave at royal weddings and stuff. in
Really?
person.
Okay.
I remember having
And
a
didn't
party
like
at
the
my
fact
place
that
for
I
the royal
thought
wedding.
that. Say again.
I remember having a party at my place for the royal wedding.
I slept through it. It's pretty good.
I mean, I
I-
got up and watched it with my friend and their young daughter because I was staying with pal. The last one, the Meghan and Harry, and
Yeah. Meghan and Harry was when I had the house party. The first
Yeah,
one, Will and Kate, I was working a 12-hour customer services job.
I remember Will and Kate. Everyone was like, yeah, and then Meghan and Harry. Everyone was sort of like, all right. It was because it was right during Brexit, so they couldn't go big and it was like so subdued. That's all I
Yeah.
remember. And I remember Will.
I think
Ferrell-
they also lots of
awkward.
famous people there, right? Though.
Yeah, but like weird. I just remember James Corden was there, and also, by the way, James Corden apparently, I may or may not have heard, but bit upset about the wine selection at the royal wedding.
That tracks.
I have not heard a positive story about that man.
No.
I can tell you one right now. I have, in fact, met him one time.
He has always been nice to John.
He certainly has. He was incredibly sweet to a friend of mine who did stand up on his show. Took
Sure.
the time with all that, and then Kathy Bates was there, and then he said to everyone in our room, he was like, "Do you want to meet Kathy Bates?" And everyone was kind of like nervous, and I went, "I'll meet Kathy Bates," and he went, "All right," and then he went and got Kathy Bates because he was like,
Mm.
well, that was the even crazier thing. It wasn't like, "Come with me, let's go meet Kathy Bates." He turned around and was like, "Hey, come here, Kathy Bates." So I met the woman from Misery, and I'll say
There you
this:
go.
very nice.
I mean, I have a long-standing love for Kathy Bates because she's been in many a season of American Horror Story, and she manages to say the
Oh,
dumbest shit with the straightest face in the world. You haven't lived until you've seen Kathy Bates say, with the power of an Academy Award nominated actress, Kathy Bates saying, "Praise Satan," It's beautiful.
Here's the other thing that's amazing about American Horror Story, and I feel the same reason about the Walking Dead, is that I watch one episode and I'm like, oh, that's where all these actors went, because you're literally like, whatever happened to that guy? Oh, you're on season 11 of Walking Dead.
Yeah, it's just like, you were a really good character actor. Where the hell have you? Oh, yeah, okay.
Yeah, it's like you watch True Blood and you're like, get the fuck out of it. That's where all these heartthrobs went. They just went to go be moody in their 30s in True Blood. What are you going to do?
I'm going to break all of your hearts and be the
Where?
Ashley of the stream. I've only seen one Kathy Bates film all the way through. Can
Which
you guess
one?
what it is? Can you guess what it is?
Is it?
I hope it's
Is it the one where
Primary
she's naked in a hot tub?
No.
What is that one? I think you just made up.
I hope that's all the rest of them because I'm going to watch them now.
Yeah.
No.
Which one have you seen? Misery? Please tell me it wasn't Misery.
I would like to see Misery. Is it good?
Was it the John Travolta film Primary Colors?
Yeah.
Nope.
Was it
Not seen
Richard
about it.
Jewell?
That's not Richard Jewell. Nope.
Was it
About Schmidt. Thank you, Baldy. That was the name of the film where she gets in the hot tub.
About Schmidt? Oh, yes, it is with Jack Nicholson. And Jack Nicholson just played. What the fuck was that?
You know what that was because it happened last time.
No, is it? Did someone call you?
That's my go to bed alarm.
You can't go to bed yet. It's still Halloween for another
Yeah, come
hour.
on, mate. They're at.
It's still Halloween. I've just come back from asking impossible Halloween questions.
Because you guys are an hour ahead. So, by the way, this is annoying for any of you not in North America or anyone who's in North America watching. We started an hour late and we'll start an hour late for the next week because of fucking daylight savings.
Daylight savings.
But by the way, what this also just made me realize is next weekend when I have to get up at fucking 5 in the goddamn cock morning to get my fucking flight back from Denver, it'll feel like 6 a.m.
That is nice. The only Kathy Bates film I've seen all the way through is B Movie. Thank you very much.
Oh, B Movie. Of course, she is in B Movie. Yeah.
What? I think you're the only person I know that's seen B Movie all the way through.
Oh no, I've seen B Movie all the way through. It is a
Really?
Yeah, I would describe it as probably one of the best executed psychological thrillers.
I love
the
it.
Past 20 years. Only if you look at it through the lens of the boyfriend character, who is
Yes.
played by Pat.
No, both of you, no. Neither one of you, no. We are not
His
being
girlfriend.
dismissed. No. And you two get the fuck out of here. Who's seen B Movie? What the? Am I fucking crazy? Chat. Am I fucking insane? Right? David hasn't seen Waterboy. Wait a fucking second. You haven't seen Waterboy?
Is she in Waterboy? Okay, I've seen 2 Kathy Bates movies.
She's
Sorry.
that's Mama. How many times have you seen B Movie?
Oh,
Chad?
apparently she's in Titanic. Maybe this is all bullshit then. Sorry. Okay. She is
Yeah,
in
she's-
Titanic.
She's the
Sorry.
unstable Molly Brown.
I
looked
haven't
through-
watched
I skimmed
Titanic all
this
the
and
way
went,
through.
I haven't seen any of these films. Oh man,
I'll say this,
Titanic
Chad.
gets really good once. Basically,
It's a
when it was
long
on tel-
movie.
Yes, so this is it.
No.
It's basically it would be on telly, and my sister would be watching it, and I'm like, "This is boring as fuck." And then she'd go, "I can't handle it anymore." And I would walk in and I go watch The Last Hour, which is one of the best action films you've ever seen in your entire life.
Yeah, the last
Is that
hour.
the sequence
The
where the guy
first 2
falls over and
hours-
hits the propeller? Because I've
That's
seen
one
that.
of many,
that is great.
Let me
many
ask
great
you this.
sequences.
Let me ask you this. Hang on. This is a great point. Chat, please get involved. And I need you all to. B Movie has become a cult hit since we kept showing that terrible Seinfeld show. You don't know what we're talking about, Chaz, do you? Maybe we'll get that clip up. But first,
Oh, yeah, I have seen
Jerry Seinfeld.
Jerry
on the late-
Seinfeld dead behind the eyes talking about B Movie, but I don't know if I've seen that one in
On
particular.
Irish TV.
It's on Irish
Oh!
TV. Given a doll.
I'm vaguely aware of this, but I haven't seen it, and it's very clear that Jerry doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Or he
But he's just
believes
trying to promote his
himself
movie, and he's like,
either correctly or incorrectly to be completely above what is happening.
I can't remember, but a friend of mine took their girlfriend, who may now be their wife, to see Titanic. They were watching Titanic, and the scene, I can't remember who this was. It might have been Chris Betts. It might have been comedian Chris Martin, but one
Well,
of
I'm
them,
sure no one here has heard of Chris Betts.
none of them.
it's more fun to refer to him as that way anyway.
which is the guy who falls into the propeller and then like spins and gets shot. Was
Great
watching with someone and like because everyone is always like it's ridiculous what that looks like, and one person watched it and was like, Jesus fucking Christ, this is the most insane thing. Glenn Wool. It was Glenn Wool. That's who it was. It was Glenn Wool.
Yes.
Glenn Wool still has like one of my favorite, like slightly risky jokes I've heard in my life.
Go ahead.
It was the one where he's talking about the Christians being like very anti-LGBT, and it's just like, so you speak to Christian protesters who are anti-gay marriage or anti-gay, and they go, you know what God thinks about gay people? AIDS. Yeah, because that's what God's thinking about. He's just up there in heaven being like, I tell you something, I really hate gay people. And I don't mind killing half of Africa to prove it.
Yeah, that's a very good bit. Yeah, it's from, I believe that's from his amazing album, Glenn Will Let Your Hands Go. Everyone should listen to that album. That album is...
I remember listening to that like on Spotify, I think, and it just like blew my mind. It was so good.
So fucking good. David, go ahead. What other Kathy Bates movies are you about to realize you've seen?
Oh, I was just finding the Alistair Beckett King sketch, What If the Titanic Was Bouncy, and where the guy falls down and then bounces back up.
And then bounces back up.
He, by the way, also, has he stopped making those sketches, or maybe they're just not? Oh, thank you so much for following, Josviz.
He made one 1 week ago. Hi, Josviz.
I think it just takes ages to make them. Anything.
Yes.
Yeah. Either way,
like his attention to detail is very specific.
Baldy has put the link in to stand-up records. Glenn Will's Let Your Hands Go. If any of you are looking for a new stand-up album to dig, that I know is on Spotify and other things, send Glenn Wool money through coffee and go listen to it on Spotify. It's an exceptional album. Also, guys, check out Fried Green Tomatoes for Kathy Bates. Pretty good.
Also,
I don't know what the plot is, but I do remember someone gets backed into, and I remember that gave me a phobia as a kid of getting backed into at the Carlingwood Shopping Center.
Oh, I've also seen When Marnie Was There, and she did the voice for that as well. So I just can't read. That is a Studio Ghibli film.
Oh yes, of course.
Fuck is that?
You know,
you've never seen a Studio Ghibli film?
Hang on,
no.
don't yell at him. Just be calm. Have you seen Spirited Away? Have you seen Princess Mononoke? Have you heard of Grave of the Fireflies? John, do you like nice things? Okay, and how are you with animation? And here's the bit that might go wrong, Chaz. How do you feel about the Japanese?
No, he likes the Japanese. There we go. It's a full house.
Is this one of the ones is the guy is there's a little girl stood at a bus stop with a giant like fuzzy bear
My neighbor
guy?
Totoro, yeah.
Yeah.
You described that in the same way that Malcolm Tucker described Star Wars, which is great.
Yeah. Oh yeah, that's great.
There's a guy at a bus with a fuzzy bloke.
It's a guy who's in love with his sister and he's got a pal who's a wheelie bin. Yeah.
Here's a fun fact about Spirited Away. It is one of, I believe, 5 non-Pixar films to win the Oscar for Best Animated Film.
It's also my favorite film.
Because when they brought that Oscar in, it was 2001, and everyone thought that Pixar was going to win it. But it was 2001, so it was won by Shrek first year.
Oh, of course it was.
Then it was won by Spirited Away in 2003.
Yeah.
Then in 2007, it was won by Happy Feet.
Oh.
And then in 2000, oh God, I might have jumped ahead actually, because in 2005 it was won by Wallace and Gromit.
What?
Wallace and Gromit, the Curse of the Were-Rabbit. Yeah.
Wallace and Gromit. Where's Wallace and Gromit from? Fucking right in Bristol. So go
Bristol.
Are they from Bristol? Are they Bristol boys?
Well, the Aardman is in Bristol, yeah, and my mate's dad works there, and so
what
do
is?
many other people. My mate's dad works there. Aardman is based in Bristol. Aardman.
Is that the
company that make Wallace and Gromit and Chicken Run and
Chicken Run and all of those
and...
amazing films?
Baldy
makes a good point. Happy Feet is made by the same person as Mad Max.
George
Miller.
Love that. George Miller, and also the best thing about George Miller, same thing. Where do you think he gets Mad Max money from?
He also won an Oscar for Best Adapted Screenplay for Babe.
I was gonna say this. Yeah. I couldn't remember which one it was, but there's he's like a big like wheel in kids' movies.
Yeah,
This
And
is like
then-
finding out that the guy who wrote all the James Bond books also wrote Chitty Chitty Bang Bang.
Yeah.
He did.
Although he
Ian
didn't
Fleming
create
did
the
read-
character.
Ian Fleming, yeah.
He
Ian
also
Fleming
didn't
also
create
wrote
the character of the
Aristocrat.
child catcher.
What?
So the child catcher wasn't in the Ian Fleming book Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. He was something that was added in the screenplay, and that screenplay was written by Roald Dahl.
Wait a minute. Wait the fuck on. Ian Fleming actually did write Chitty Chitty Bang Bang? I thought
Yes,
you
he
made
did.
that up.
No,
No,
he
he
didn't
did.
write
That's
it,
what
but
I
he
mean.
didn't write
That's
the
what
screenplay.
I was trying to. I thought when you agreed.
I thought you were literally making a metaphor. I thought you were
No,
be
no,
like,
no,
"What
no,
am I
no,
finding out?" And I'd be like, that's exactly what that would be like finding out. And now
Yes.
I'm living in your metaphor.
You have to keep in mind that I've just come from a quiz, so I've got very heavy
And,
quiz
John-
brain at the moment.
Yeah.
John, what this man is saying is that Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was written by the same guy who wrote the Sex Pervert spy films, but the Sex Pervert in Chitty Chitty Bang Bang was written by Roald Dahl.
Well,
for
that
the
would make
screenplay.
sense because here, let me blow your mind even further. So,
Roald Dahl.
Ian Fleming was influenced by a famous spy who was part of Winston Churchill's what were called the Baker Street Irregulars, which were a group of spies dispatched around the world to either disrupt the German war effort or convince America to join the war effort. One of those men was sent to Washington after his plane was shot down in Africa. He was a very well-educated spy and was known as the sex or orgy master of Washington, D.C. And how he would fuck people is he would go, I'm a spy. My name is Roald Dahl. Would you like to fuck me? And then they were like, yeah, why not? And then eventually they were like, can you stop telling people you're a spy? And Roald Dahl said, no, I cannot.
He was
That
the
is-
worst
Roald Dahl James Bond.
Roald Dahl- yeah.
Why do I not know that?
Roald Dahl is inspired. The inspiration for James Bond is taken from a couple of people that Ian Fleming worked with at something that was known as the Department of Ungentlemanly Affairs, which is the most British name for any organization.
is
Two
that
of
the
the
same
people who
thing
worked
as,
for that,
Johnny
Roald Dahl,
Depp and-
yeah, Roald Dahl and Christopher Lee.
Yes.
Who never said what he took it to his grave. He never said to anyone what he did in World War II. He
Would not
never
specify.
specified.
It's known he was one of those guys. He was one of
Yeah.
they were called the Baker Street Irregulars, or there were a bunch of different sort of names, but that was as Christopher Lee. And what they were they were all very high level elite guys who had gone to the right schools. But then they were doing diplomatic operations. They were doing like a lot of like charmy bar. It was fucking insane.
And,
Roald Dahl wrote the screenplay for You Only Live Twice. Holy
Yeah,
shit.
yeah, he did. Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
That is the best of those movies, by the way. And it is, I'll tell you this. Here's how crazy You Only Live Twice is. Is it both, it in no way holds up and is still so watchable. Here's one of the many problems with You Only Live Twice. One, and I can't stress this enough, how they transform James Bond into a Japanese man.
Yep.
Welcome to Halloween in Hell. Second of all, they have so much like space travel stuff. Well, clearly no one researched what it's like.
No one has any idea about how space travel works.
Yeah. They also refer to his new wife as the pig.
Yeah.
And nothing else.
That's
the
No,
pig.
no,
That-
no.
Like for all the people who say that Goldfinger is the best James Bond film, have you watched Goldfinger recently?
Yeah.
We're talking about the film where James Bond rapes a lesbian into being straight.
First of all, Chaz, I have some terrible news for you. If you think that's the first Sean Connery James Bond movie where he commits a actual full rape, you're incorrect. It all happens in Thunderdome, where a woman goes no, and he goes yes, and then locks the door, and then there's love music. And I remember, I will never forget it being 2011, and I was listening to Dana Gould's podcast, walking through. It was 2014.
I love Dana Gould.
It was 2014, walking through Soho, listening to Dana Gould's podcast, and he said offhandedly, he went, "Hey, I was watching Thunderball," and as he said that, I literally went, "Oh my god!" Like it's so shocking. And that it's so normalized in every way. It's fucking insane.
Yeah. Also, I like it because people always go like, well, the Sean Connery films were a lot more serious than the Roger Moore films. The first time we see Sean Connery in Goldfinger, Goldfinger. Do you remember how he enters in?
Well, in Goldfinger, he, if I recall, yeah, he has
Oh,
the duck.
yeah.
He has the
He has a
duck
duck on his head.
He has
Yeah, he has a duck on his
I
head.
mean, Baldy making the absolute great point. I like From Russia with Love, apart from the bit where James Bond solves an argument by having a threesome.
I genuinely think that From Russia with Love is the best Bond film.
It is fucking amazing. It's such a good 60s road flick. Like they're just
Simply for the train fight sequence, James Bond versus Red
yeah.
Grant, there is zero choreography in that fight, and usually that would be a bad thing. But in that train fight, it really does seem like two very well trained, physically fit men actively trying to murder each other.
That's
and also shoe knife.
And also shoe knife. And also shoe knife.
Also, can we just talk about how bad Robert Shaw's drinking problem is? Is that he looks like that, and within
10 years, 10 years he goes on to Jaws, right?
10 years is Jaws. I mean, I think actually technically 10 years is The Shining, or not The Shining, pardon me, is The Sting, where he also looks brutal. Like Robert Shaw, he aged like fruit. Like
Here's how bad his drinking problem was. I didn't realize they were the same
avocado.
people. I didn't realize they were the same people.
You
That's
didn't think
how
that was
bad
the
his
real
drink-
person?
No.
Yeah, it's not. It wouldn't. Like Robert Shaw is one of those guys where it's like he should have been. Like he is such an amazing actor. The one problem is that
Have you
Is
not
that your
been to the
go-to bed
West
alarm?
End to see the
that's
hit
my,
play "The
favorite
Shark Is Broken"?
Say that again. The what?
There is a play that started at the Edinburgh Fringe that is now on the West End called "The Shark Is Broken," and it's about the making of Jaws. It's a three-hander with people playing the three main actors because obviously, like, they didn't get along. So it's about sort of those interpersonal dynamics, and it's a real Fringe success story about like, oh yeah, this is this three-person play that's now moved to the West End. Then you read that one of the main actors who also wrote it is the son of one of the actors in Jaws, and
Is
it
it like-
starts to make a lot more sense.
I just want to say, by the way, thank you so much for following Hogwash66. Hogwash66. Thank you for following you, my friend, or a Troggy. Can you look up?
Hogwash gave me this the other day.
Shut the fuck up.
Hogwash came to my Manchester gig where I met Johnny Vegas, and I'm going to keep on telling everyone I met Johnny Vegas because I
As
met
you
Johnny
should.
Vegas. And Hogwash gave me this because of Lego. Hogwash is wonderful. Thank you very much. Hogwash.
Look
Yeah,
at
man.
the Lego
All right.
David. It's lovely.
I have a couple of things I want to say before I want to talk about you meeting Johnny Vegas. First, I want to know, Chaz, can you look up which one of them is in The Shark Is Broken?
Yeah.
I'm going to guess Dreyfus's kid.
It's not Dreyfus's kid.
Today is the tomorrow you look forward to, but tomorrow is in inverted commas. Today is the tomorrow you look forward to.
It is. It is. Bear with me. It is Robert Shaw's kid.
Robert Shaw has a kid?
Yes, Ian Shaw.
No.
Yes.
Whoa.
Whoa. I
I
mean, he looks all right, I guess. Holy shit, he looks a lot like him in that photo. Holy
Yeah.
fuck, dick,
Yeah.
fuck shit.
I've got it here if you want. Or we're ready to share.
I am ready to share. There it is, right there. Look at him.
Oh yeah, he does look a lot like his dad.
Oh my
Can't
god, he
believe
looks like his dad.
Yeah.
Although
Fuck.
Robert Shaw is one of those guys where he is just they don't like, he's just a grisly old prick, isn't he? He's a salty dog, an old battle axe. I bet you he smelled like cigarettes in the
Oh.
Yeah. Here you go.
Cigarettes and pain.
That's a transition.
Yeah, look
Oh
at
my god.
look how fucking yum he was. When young Robert Shaw, you're not
Mm.
taking him out of bed.
Can
and let me
pull
tell
off
you-
a cravat very nicely.
He certainly does.
Very
you know,
hard to
what
pull
they-
off
you
a
know what they
cravat.
say? If you're wearing a cravat on the streets, you're gonna
Pull off a cravat in the sheets.
you're gonna
Somebody
eat that
else's.
woman's pussy for at least an hour. That's what they say.
There. This is something that we need to come to a conclusion on. Which of the Batmans eat pussy? It's very important.
Great question. Okay, let's go through them. Adam West, Batman.
100%.
There's no doubt.
There's no doubt.
Michael,
But he's
Keaton,
still
Batman.
carrying a bomb above his head.
Of course he is. That's where he's holding the woman's dress above his head. Oh,
And when
Michael
she comes
Keaton,
to-
hesitantly, but yes.
I think he does it on special
1980s.
occasions.
Entirely. I disagree entirely.
Special occasions. Michael
1980s Keaton wouldn't. Keaton now, yes.
Oh, Keaton now's getting up to all sorts of things.
I also feel that what would happen is he would have probably not have done it. Done Batman and met Jack Nicholson, and then Jack Nicholson would have been like, Michael.
Michael. You see, the thing is, Michael, baby, you gotta
You
eat the
gotta-
Michael, here's the thing you got to remember about me. I'm very lucky I don't have a media presence in me, too, or I would be set aflame.
Yeah, that's basically it.
Val
Val Kilmer wouldn't.
See, here's the thing. Here,
No, I
Keaton-
would say
No, but
he
hang on.
would.
Hang the fuck on. Are we gauging them as the Batman that they are, or the actor who portrays the Batman?
This is
If that's
the
the
thing.
case, Adam West eating pussy. Michael Keaton Batman absolutely not eating pussy. Val Kilmer Batman, oh, he's eating your pussy underneath a big neon sign. Am I wrong?
Clooney not eating pussy.
Interesting. Steve Mooney coming in.
I think Clooney.
Yes. Bale, no. I'm actually going to have to agree with him because George Clooney Batman had nipples on his uniform. He was a
That is
freak.
true. That is true.
Yeah, but
And I agree that Christian
Oh.
Bale would never.
Never.
Yeah. And then the Robert Pattinson Batman, yes, but he would cry after.
Yeah.
What about Ben Affleck?
I think Affleck.
He would leave in the middle.
And it's a 4.5, a 5, a 4.5, a 5, and a 7. It's a 7 from the Danish judge.
Batfleck. Lovely. Look how happy he is with himself, and he should be.
He should be. Absolutely.
Let me say this about Ben Affleck.
Mm-hmm.
You've all seen his back tattoo, right?
Yeah, it is. It is a
No.
monstrosity. It is a
Can I-
monstrosity.
Can I see it?
You've
please?
not seen Ben Affleck's massive fucking back tattoo?
Is it on a scale from tramp stamp to the
Oh, it's not a
basis
tramp stamp.
from
It
the
is-
base? Hang on, no, sorry, this is my
buddy.
scale. Tramp stamp to the basis from Rage Against the Machine. Where does it lie on tattoos that are a bit much?
Much closer to the bassist from Rage Against the Machine, and great pull, by the way, in terms
Yeah,
of.
yeah, it's a great pull.
Have you seen the basis from?
Yes, I have.
Has everybody in the chat seen it? Because we should look at it. Because I
You
always
can
forget.
sort of get away with it simply because he plays for Rage Against the Machine.
That is Ben
We
Affleck's tattoo.
Oh, wait, I can't see.
You're not sharing anything.
Sorry, yeah. Oh, because Chris has this set up so you have to come back over here and set it. I like it so it's just boom.
Oof.
Is that Harry Potter?
No, it's just a generic Phoenix. I think he got it in the early noughties.
I'm trying to. Yeah, well, it still could be the. I never actually connected that it's that Phoenix. Ben Affleck back tattoo. Let's see.
So you really like the Order of the Phoenix like a lot.
I would just want to point out to the people watching that the man that owns this back tattoo was in a 3-month-long relationship with fucking Anna de Armas.
I don't even know who's Anna. de Armas.
This continues the long-standing tradition Chaz and I have of every time we're on a stream together, Chaz will double down on how amazing a certain woman is, and I'm like, I don't know who that person is.
Yeah, I don't know idea.
I'm sorry.
She is in the latest Bond film. She was in Knives Out. She was in Blade Runner, the most recent Blade Runner.
Oh no, I've not seen that Blade Runner.
You haven't seen that Blade Runner, David?
I would like to.
It's
to.
nice.
I don't watch many films as seen from the Kathy Bates fiasco.
She is
I
an
would like
absurdly
to.
talented
I
and
finished
weapons-grade
watching.
beautiful woman.
I finished watching The Truman Show today, and I watched the
What?
second half of it, having never seen it before. I watched the first half a couple of weeks ago, and then my streaming system stopped working.
That's a great movie. Did you spot the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine at the end?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's all I could point out. That movie
What?
is sinister as
Um,
fuck.
You know the end sequence of The Truman Show when everyone's just like, oh God, the show's not on anymore. And there's the
Yeah.
two slightly burly security guards.
Oh, one of them is the guy from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
Yeah.
That's fun. A quick question coming in from Baldy3. Which Alfreds eat pussy?
For sure, Michael Caine.
Oh, Michael Caine, there's no doubt. Oh,
Yeah. And probably
Michael
Sean
Caine.
Pertwee.
Sean Pertwee.
Sean Pertwee. Who's Sean Pertwee?
Sean Pertwee played Alfred in the short-lived
90s.
TV show Gotham.
I mean, I'll have you know, sir, that show is more than short-lived. And I'll
Oh no, it
also
was
have
four.
you know-
What 4 or 5 seasons? What
I
was
think
it?
it was 5 or 6 seasons. Like it went
Fucking
on
hell.
for a while. Also, I watched most of that show in lockdown.
Yeah.
It was really bad, but very
Yeah.
enjoyable watch. By the way, who the fuck is Joel Miller?
Is Joel Miller? Who is the '90s one? Because I feel like the '90s one would do it if asked. I think he'd be like, "Very good, mom," and then he would.
Believe that was either
Michael Goff. Michael
it was
Goff.
Michael
Yeah.
Goff, I believe. He was
Michael Goff was like
Baldy
was
is
like
saying
in his
Michael
80s.
Caine no, which is insane.
Jeremy Irons no makes sense, and yes, for sure, Andy Serkis eats pussy.
I don't know how to feel about Andy Serkis as this new Bat. I don't know how I feel about this Batman. First season was pretty good. I will actually say this, by the way, about I think the third. There's a season where they bring in all of the bad guys.
Yeah,
that's real good. It's so
Yeah.
stupid and camp.
I think that the first season was carried by 2 particular actors, and that was the actor who played the Penguin and the actor who played the Riddler. Basically, carried that first season,
of course,
single-handedly.
It is weird though, where like a TV show is good and then it gets bad, and then all of a sudden it gets good again for a little bit, and you're like, because I really enjoyed season 4, and you're probably going to hate me of this, of Lost.
Community?
Season
Of
4
Lost?
of Lost was amazing.
I have to step out of this because I've never watched an episode of Lost. Like
I
Lost
started
Lost
watching
is Lost is
as it
basically
was-
like being led on by a girl for 7 years. Where
Yeah,
like
did you watch Game of Thrones, Chaz?
Yes, I did. I was one of
That
those
debacle
people that
times
did
a
like
million.
like time of airing screenings, having people around my house and stuff. I
Yeah.
was one of, I was one of those Game of Thrones fans. That actually dropped off by the time we hit season 7.
yes, as did Lost.
Yeah.
Lost,
Yeah,
Lost.
and like
basically,
we're talking. I'm talking, by the way, like Lost was such a more significant drop than Game of Thrones. Like Game of Thrones, everyone was like, "Wait, what? This is how you're ending it?"
See, I feel that
Um,
Game of Thrones has this like, and I feel it's a fascinating thing that like it was such a titan of popular culture. Seasons 1, 2, 3, and 4 of Game of Thrones, like it had a momentum where like even in the era of streaming, it was like a water cooler like talk. Like you had to watch it the day it aired so you could talk about it.
I
And
couldn't
then-
talk to people for 4 years because I don't
and
like
then
it.
it so pissed away its own legacy so hard, like in the finale, it's just dropped. Nobody talks about it. It's just dropped off the
No.
radar completely. Nobody wants to rewatch it because they know how it ends.
Have you seen that they've got a new Game of Thrones TV show coming out?
Yeah, they've got
Yes, and Matt Smith's in it, and Matt Smith picks the weirdest fucking projects. Like
He's in that
Matt
new
Smith
Edgar
is
Wright
in-
film as well.
Yeah,
Doctor Who.
which I've heard is very good. But since the Doctor Who's, he has picked the weirdest fucking projects. Like he was in the musical adaptation of American Psycho.
What?
There was
Where's
a
the-
musical version of American Psycho that Rupert Gould directed.
Where was that on, and why did I not get to go see that? That
I
sounds
believe it was on at the
amazing.
RSC.
Oh my god, I want to watch that so bad. He was in.
I don't think you can
Terminator.
watch it, but I can tell you, if you go on iTunes or Spotify right now, you can find the complete cast album. And he was indeed in Terminator Genesis. Please tell me that you remember the awful photo shoot for Empire Magazine that they did for Terminator Genesis,
No,
where it
can
was
you send
just
me a
the
photo
4
of it?
main actors firing guns and screaming, and none of them look good.
Let me
Yes, it was also
turn in.
He was in The Crown. This is what I was going to get to. I knew someone would bring this up. Is he's in the Crown and Doctor Who. The guy's got it made in the shade, guys. Also.
I don't know what photo you mean. What was it? Terminator Genesis. What was it? Cast photo.
Well, I feel that it was for Empire, but it might have been for a
Empire.
variety because they just did this like sort of generic sort of promo shoot where they were just firing. Oh god, I found the one with Matt Smith. He's just screaming, firing a gun. It's the stupidest
Can
fucking
you bring it up?
thing.
Can you bring it up? Can you bring it up? Let's look at that, and then we're all going to go around.
I have it up right now. But I can either send it to somebody or like pop it in the private chat.
Pop in the
Pop it in
private,
the private chat.
There
It
we
is in the
go.
private chat.
I've just been watching that High Score Games show on Netflix, where it's the episode about Genesis versus thing. So I've just had Genesis does what Nintendo for like an hour. So
Oh,
that's
of
all
course,
that's going
yeah.
through my head whilst you're saying this.
Do you remember the Nintendo adverts from the 90s where they gave Rick Mail like £3 million to just do a bunch of
Yeah.
fucking Nintendo adverts and they just let him
Yeah.
do whatever the fuck he wanted?
I did
There you
not
go.
recognize
There's
it
that
at all.
generic fucking picture.
Man, this does not look like this movie's going to be good. I'll tell you that much. This does not look like, hey, this movie's going to be a massive disappointment. And we gave away the twist in the fucking movie.
In the trailer.
Did they?
Yeah.
Oh, insane.
That was the same
Like-
problem that I had with the
Get
US
Out?
remake of Wreck, which was called Quarantine, where they spoiled the final shot of the movie in the trailer, but they also put the final shot of the movie on the poster.
What is this movie?
So the US remake
REC?
of Wreck was called Quarantine.
And it's
I
the
don't even know
data.
I don't
REC
even
is
know
a
what-
Spanish movie. It's basically like
it's such a good fucking horror movie.
It's like a
so
found
good.
footage movie, but it's basically from a perspective of a fire department who get called to a building, and then once they get inside
And there's
the
a
building,
pseudo like zombie
the
outbreak happening.
the whole building gets shut down, and like the first thing that happens is basically like they can't get upstairs, and everyone's just trying to work out if there is anything happening or anything it isn't happening, and then a whole just one body falls down like the middle of the stairwell,
Yeah.
and man's like right in the middle of everyone arguing, and you're like, fuck.
It's a really
good.
fucking claustrophobic film, and
It's really good.
and
watch this.
and it does the thing that like if you're gonna make like a found footage movie or any horror movie that sort of involve like very cramped spaces or chase sequences, you need to establish the geography of the space you're in first, so that when the audience
Yeah, I know
exactly the layout of shit, you can scream at people for going in the wrong direction because you
It's
know
really good.
exactly what the right and wrong direction is. And I think it's something it does very well. Again, it is Halloween. It's my favorite time of year. I fucking love horror movies.
I
And
watched
was
that
glad
film
that I got
and
to
I
ask
had-
all those questions.
I watched that film and then had to walk back to my halls of residence through the woods.
Oh, your halls of residence, my liege.
That makes it sound way more exciting than scummy place where students wank and sleep.
Yep.
I mean, it sounds like a castle to me. It sounds like a palace. I'd be happy to be the king of, especially if it's
Sleeping in your twin bed that backs onto your desk.
certainly. Yeah, I fucking hope so. With a roommate too, who has a Japanese girlfriend inexplicably.
Yeah.
Yes, or a flatmate who starts sleeping with one of your other flatmates' friends, and they have
Yep.
the loudest sex.
Oh my
The
God.
loudest sex.
I know the people that like randomly burst into your room and be like, "Have you seen Bleach? Have you seen the anime Bleach?" No, I'm
Really?
not
Did you have
interested.
that?
Yeah.
One of my flatmates broke a fire door.
That'll happen.
I never had any of these problems. I hear some following because I never lived in residence. I immediately went to an apartment because my university was in such an economically depressed city. It was more expensive to be in residence than it was to just get an apartment across the street from the university, which is what I did. And I'm happy about that because the university dorms were fucking crazy. For example, I think 1 or 2 weeks in, someone fired off a fire extinguisher. That definitely happened, by the way. Fired off a fire extinguisher. And I know someone else did a bunch of acid and just started throwing people's beds out of windows.
Fucking hell. That is what I like to call taking too much acid.
That's what I like to call fucking taking one for the team.
Well, listen, when I was at uni, I had a bunch of acid trips. Like I scheduled them. I had some friends around. We all had a lovely acid trip together. It was very carefully monitored.
That's how I always want my fun, Chaz. You know what I mean? I want my fun. Like
Rules help control the fun.
Do they? No. Sometimes
Okay.
with drugs, you just gotta do them. Go ahead, David. Then we're gonna do a
I've-
round of Halloween, and then we're gonna fuck off
yeah.
in this good night. Go ahead, David.
I was gonna say I have never taken acid, and I don't know whether it's something that allegedly in the future I should pursue or not at all, because it's acid, but also it's acid, and I know people of many ages who have taken it and had both wonderful and negative experiences.
That
Yeah,
can
that's
happen.
about right.
And I don't know whether to just.
I would say this: do it in the woods. You might have fun. You might not. I want you to know
Also,
that
I
this
would
is
recommend
the
that
most
if you get it
Scottish
in-
sentence I've ever read in my life.
Someone I knew threw a trolley off Waverley Bridge
Onto the station
roof. And they got away with it because someone on the course died.
What the fuck is going on?
Wow.
There's a lot
But
of
it-
layers in that one sentence.
But I think the only reason, the best time I've ever heard somebody doing acid was that all of them were hanging out and they weren't sure about the music they were playing. And then someone went, hang on, let's put on Power Slave by Iron Maiden. It's slightly Egyptian. And then all of them were like, yay! And then they just had an Egypt evening.
Here's a top piece of advice for anyone taking acid. Don't take a whole tab, take half a tab. And then cut that tab in half and then take 1/4 when you start and then wait 3 hours and then take the other quarter.
I'm gonna have to disagree with Chaz on this. What you want to do is you want to take 2 and just sort it out. Because here's what you don't want. You don't want to be out of acid when you need more acid. So take all the acid you think you might need, and then just see how powerful your mind is.
Not very strong. When you say a whip round of Halloween, do you mean like outfits or scary movies or what?
That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna go. If you were dressing up as Halloween, you tell me what you would dress up for Halloween as, and then
Would you like
we'll-
to see some outfits that I've had in the past?
I would love that so much. And then we'll do
Right.
plugs, and then we will raids, and then we will also
nice.
if John, whose agent helped him in the woods once. I don't remember. John's all for the balls deep method.
I
certainly
I
am.
stared at a painting for a very long time, said no at it, and stormed off home. This is why when you cultivate a space for an acid trip, you need no pieces of artwork that have faces, because that can freak people out.
Or do you need that?
No.
Or do you?
Although I have to admit that during one acid trip, I got on the big telly and I put on the opening credits for Enter the Void, which might not have been the best idea.
I like the idea that you have a bit that there's more than one telly. I got the big telly and then I got the big telly. You know what I'm saying?
I have the big telly and the big. God, I
The
wish I had a
big
big telly in my flat.
Oh, I want the big telly.
I've got a number of them lined up here.
Oh, I'm very excited to see this. Chaz, while David is doing this, can you tell me what was your Halloween cause of your doom?
Oh, so I didn't dress up for Halloween this year, but one of my greatest achievements was years ago when I had to go to a Halloween party on a Friday, a Saturday, and a Sunday, and I had 3 different outfits for all 3. So the Friday night, I was Dr. Emmett Brown from Back to the Future.
Oh,
yeah. On the Saturday, I was the Hunter Zombie from the video game Left 4 Dead. It's a very specific look.
Oh, that is
and on
such a specific look. That is so.
yeah.
Yeah, I like it though.
And on and on the Sunday, I was the character of Nux, Nux, from Mad Max Fury Road, which was the character that Nicholas Hoult played. And I sent a picture of it to my friend Chope, who was filming a movie with Nicholas Hoult, and showed the picture to him. And
What did Nicholas Hoult say?
He said that it was a pretty good outfit, but I missed the tumors, which was true. Like I didn't build the tumors. It's very hard to do like a shirtless piece of latex buildup. It's very hard to make the tumors and draw the faces on them, which is fair because I missed them out.
I'm gonna say this, Nicholas Hoult, fucking slow your fucking roll, brother. With the you missed out the tumors. He's just fucking trying.
He did say it was a good effort. He did say I
All
look
right,
good.
that's fine.
Fair. Do I have to go
Like
to
I
the button, or
painted
do you
my
click
entire
button?
top half
I got
white.
him right here. Oh yeah, you like that? We'll check this shit out right here. Boom! Look at this.
That's me as Kate Bush. I couldn't afford
Kate
a
Bush.
wig.
That's a solid Kate Bush.
That is a really good Kate Bush. I also like that you just came forward with couldn't afford the wig. Also, fun fact for if one of the mods, we're not yet. I'm not in on the Twitch platform. If one of the mods just wants to do when we raid, trigger the raid for me, that would be really wonderful.
It's interesting that you say Emmett Brown because boom.
Oh my
You were Marty McFly.
That was my McFly.
That's the exact same pose that I did with somebody at the party who was dressed like Marty McFly.
course,
The exact same price.
I had an operational Walkman with me as well, which had like
Nice.
an LCD in it.
Did it have it's the power of love.
I was wearing
And Darth Vader.
two
in it.
watches as Doc Brown because it's very frequently overlooked, but a Doc Brown in those movies wears a watch on both wrists.
Yes.
So does Scroobius Pip. And the reason I know that is I noticed it whilst he was performing on stage, and I tweeted him directly after the show to be like, "You're wearing two watches. Did you know that?" And he was like, "Yes." So I don't have to choose which arm to read time on.
That is actually very smart.
Is it? Look at your phone.
This-
Christopher Lloyd tweeted about NFTs this weekend. I mean, glad to
Don't-
see he still needs money.
Right, right.
You do know
and this last one is my favorite one.
So
Go ahead.
everybody knows that NFTs are bullshit, right? Everyone-
Yes.
Yeah, good. Okay, I just wanted to make
you
that
know,
clear.
you know, at the end of the Twitch streams when you do the plugs,
Yeah.
and you're like, "Oh, I've got an album coming out of this." I saw a Twitch streamer. I think I was shoved in on the end of a raid to somebody else's thing that went on to another end, and this person was like, "Guys, I'm coming next week with some streams, and also I know what you're saying. I've got more songs. I've got more NFTs coming. They're coming." And I was like, "Who is in your Twitch stream going, where are my NFTs?"
I got to have them.
I really, but like, listen.
Who's the J. Jonah Jameson of NFTs? Bring me more NFTs of Spider-Man.
Yeah, Elon Musk. That's who it is.
Look at that. That is
What
solid.
are you?
So basically, it was I had to get all of my uni work in on the Friday, and this was on the Saturday, and a bunch of my friends were coming up to Leeds. We did the Otley Run, which is from the top of town to the middle of town. It's like 20 pubs. You try and have a drink in each pub. Obviously, you don't do all of them. And I went and I just had a load of boxes left, and I went and bought 3 rolls of tinfoil. Only used half of one, so we had tinfoil for the rest of the year. And just
You look
like that's
like
the
if-
top of a Lucozade sports bottle at the top
Yeah.
there, and just like bottle caps and things. But I was the happiest boy in the world.
You look like if RoboCop fucked the TARDIS.
I did fuck the TARDIS.
You're Robo TARDIS. Rotardis? Tar.
Easy.
Dope.
That's a cancel. That's a canceling.
What a fun way to get cancelled. What a fun way
There was-
to go.
Happy Halloween.
I once co-wrote a.
It's better than Tardo Cop, okay? So it's fine.
I once co-wrote a Doctor Who parody where the central plot was that the Daleks were trying to terraform the entire planet into a TARDIS, like a planet-side TARDIS, and they were working with the Master, and the Doctor and the Daleks are like, "Prepare the activation of the TARDIS," and the Master was like, "Don't call it that. Don't call it the TARDIS. That is a bad idea."
I mean, I do like, by the way, when Doctor Who occasionally. Wait, it was Doctor Who fan fiction? Is that what you said?
I mean, it was technically fan fiction, but it was on stage. It was like an acted out like piece.
Oh, that's fun. An NFT, Steve Mooney, and I'll leave you on this, is a non-fungible token. So it's the idea of you own this one-of-a-kind piece of digital art, for lack of a better description, but it is a total scam because there's no...
In a
the market
magical
isn't-
world where right-click save as doesn't exist.
It's exactly, but it's one of those things where they're more than that because there's like a digital code and here's what I need to say is Tiger or Kimmers or Baldy, or I think we have 3 or 4 mods in, could one of you trigger the raid for me right after we get our guests' plugs? Chaz, anything you'd like to plug?
Yes. First of all, thank you for having me on at the last minute.
worries.
It's I don't stream anymore because my brain is actively attacking me and making me sad. But it was a joy to be here.
It's nice to have you, buddy. You are, of course, welcome at all times.
Thank you. And things to plug. I have a podcast that you can find just by searching the name Chaz Redhead. And you can find it. It's called Chaz Redhead's Pilot Season. We've got 2 episodes out, and I'm working on writing the next ones. And also, please do keep an eye out on social media. That's at Chaz Redhead and all the social medias. I will be launching a new podcast with the comedian Keris Bradley, where we are doing an episode-by-episode analysis of the Fox TV drama Bones.
Oh, fuck off.
Yeah. So please do keep in mind for that. And it's ages away, but I don't know the next time that I'll plug at Vault Festival in 2022 on March the 6th. I will be doing a work in progress show of my next solo hour, which is called Scattergun. So please do come and see that. And then the week following, I think it's the 12th of March, I'm doing a live version of what used to be a streamed show called the Cardboard News Network. So that's me, Luke Rollison, Kit Sullivan, and a bunch of wonderful clowns will be doing a sort of vaguely a satirical topical show, but it's mainly just an excuse to clown around with a shit ton of cardboard. Oh, and it is Halloween, and if you're looking for a scary movie, here are 2 recommendations. One is a film that came out 2 years ago called The Color Out of Space, starring Nicolas Cage, which is very good. And the other one is an Australian independent film from 2006 called Lake Mungo. Scariest film I've ever seen in my life. Please do watch it.
I've heard that it's scary.
Yeah.
I've heard also Lake Mungo. That's the Australian one, yeah?
Yeah, the independent
I've heard-
Australian.
I've
one.
heard that's a nightmare.
It is the only horror film that I've ever seen in my life of watching horror movies where I had to go to sleep with the big light on.
Oh yeah, that's every horror movie I've ever had to watch. Who is available for rating, Baldy? I would say you, Baldy. Dealer's choice. Just let me know who you are rating. And the raid message, by the way, is of course old cold, old cold,
old cold, baby,
and no
cold,
load.
Old cold and no load.
David, where can people find you?
Not on Twitter apparently, but fine. I'll let you know if that gets sorted. But follow me on Twitch at David Horlow. I do 10 a.m. Morning streams in the UK. They're Monday morning motivation tomorrow. So I do personalized motivational songs and personalized pep talks for you on a Monday. And then for the rest of the week, I also am on social media here. I'm gigging in Bath on Wednesday and Cardiff on Thursday. And Oxford on the 13th. But more importantly, please come if you're anywhere near Bristol. Come to Chops Comedy in real life. It's starting back up again. Is the show that I run with Stuart Goldsmith in a vinyl bar, vinyl record shop bar, and it's like A-grade new material. We always have a fantastic headliner, which we already announced just before the show. Like 2 days before the show each week, and then a load of like amazing looking. I can't say, but in the past we have had Ed Gamble, Mike Wozniak, and Ahir Shah.
Where is John's headline spot?
Yeah, thank you, Chaz.
Well, if you need a Bristol show.
We'll talk, motherfucker.
See, I don't run a comedy night anymore, so I can just like openly pimp you with these things.
No, it's good. And also we've only really just started sorting it out again. But I've been on top of mine to do that. I also need to talk to you about my podcast idea, John. Not for you to just to be on it eventually, and also just to maybe talk about.
I need to talk to you about my podcast, David, because I need another theme song.
Boom.
I mean, you are a good theme song. Then Baldy, let's go with Robo. If JJ is
Robo, yes. Yes.
Robotron's on. Dope.
Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, here, and I think you're all wonderful.
I think you're all wonderful. If my mom,
I think you're wonderful as well, David. And let me congratulate you again on the audience choice thing. It was such a beautiful piece of news to see pop up. I was just like, yes, nice things happening to nice people is a great fucking thing.
I completely agree.
Very chuffed just to see you here today because we were discussing I hadn't seen you in a while. So
Well, it's because I've been away doing things like coming out twice.
Congrats.
So I came out as queer and then I came out as demi-gendered in the space of a month. So that was a big fucking deal. And I also got diagnosed with ADHD. So it's a big time, big changes happening.
Christ.
That's a big old time.
Some people move house and have a baby in the same month, but that sounds even more fucking hectic.
Yeah, that just seems like you have a lot. Yeah. I mean,
also, my Halloween film is Event Horizon. Go, carry on.
That's it.
Ooh, my Halloween.
I feel we will agree to disagree on that film.
It's awful. I love it.
And David here is going to like this. Is Roar for no other reason than I listened to amazing. I listened to a podcast which was supposed to be. It was the Dana Gould Hour. This month's Dana Gould Hour has a 40-minute discussion of the anxiety they all had.
It is a fucking terrifying watch, genuinely.
And a bunch of information that one of them knew from being with animals that are wild, and one of them apparently is don't get in a boat because certain, like, big cats especially are super freaked out by that, so they'll just attack you. It's so fascinating. Go listen to that, and then
And also, don't get in a boat because the elephant will pick it up and crush it in its trunk.
Yeah, I'm going to put in the chat the link to the Red Letter Media.
Yes.
Them talking about Raw because it's got clips and
Raw-
everything, and
Raw
shows
is-
Molly McCulkin's watching it with them, and
Yeah.
it's like just watching people's brains unfurl.
Yeah, it's absolutely bananas.
Insane. It is fucking insane. Here's what's going to happen now.
I believe it's been
don't
released as
know.
part of the Criterion collection now. That's not a joke.
Well, it's because it's history, Chaz.
Yeah.
I am going to. I can't get into the Twitch because Chris needs to let me in because we have a variety of security on all of these things, and Chris is on a boat. So
Come on, Chris. Why can't you let the right one in? Halloween reference.
come on, I'm a vampire, and it's weirdly dark, and no matter what version of that movie you're watching.
Even the play.
Permission to raid.
Even
Unfortunately,
the
we're not-
play is weirdly dark.
I didn't even know it was a play.
Oh yeah,
I
the
don't know if
National
we're-
Theatre did an adaptation a few years ago.
What the fuck? The National Theater, they used to do plays, and now they're just doing, here's a movie, but we're in the room.
They also did.
Um,
Oh no, it might have been the Bristol or Vic. They did an adaptation of the obscure horror film Berberian Sound Studio, which is a great movie.
Well, guess what? We are going to do manual raid over to.
We're manually raiding?
Yeah, I can't get in there.
This is
And
unprecedented.
It's because Chris is currently in a remake of Life of Pi and is being eaten by a lion. And I need to go watch that movie you just talked about, the Barnaby Social Society's Factory Room.
Berberian Sound Studio.
Either way, sounds like something that's difficult to kill.
It's a great fucking
ladies and
movie.
gentlemen.
Barnaby and the Big Boys.
Barnaby and the Big Boys.
I just want to thank.
Is that the
my
name of our
personal-
skiffle band?
It certainly is. Shotgun playing the bucket with a string affixed.
Okay, but I'll play the washboard.
Of course. David's playing the bass. Play Winona's Big Brown Beaver. Ladies and gentlemen, let's all please go and thank and support David Hoare and Chaz Redhead on all of their projects. They took a lovely time out to spend time with me when my regular co-hosts abandoned me for the following reasons. 1, to be on a boat. 2, not disclosed. So
And 3 might involve cuck somewhere. We don't know.
there could be cucks
We don't
involved.
know.
That's a very good point, David.
You
David,
should
thank you for
consider
pointing that
yourselves
out.
lucky that you bask yourself in the presence of fan favorite.
We will
Chaz
never know
Redhead.
about the mug.
But I will now tell you who the real fan favorite is, and that's the old woman who's about to say a bunch of stuff about sex. And I will see you all tomorrow. David, I assume, will be in the chat. Chaz will just be living his life. Gentlemen, thank you for your time. Chad,
I'm
thank
just
you
trying to
for your
fix my
time.
brain. I'll
Chad,
see you when I
fix
see
that
you.
brain. See you tomorrow. Bye.
Penis into her vagina. That's all. That's all. And that's called sexual intercourse. Some people call it